All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we are unpacking a really massive shift in how professional networking operates. You see, the days of treating your profile like this static digital filing cabinet for old resumes, those are completely over. Based on our source material, the platform has totally evolved into a dynamic personal branding hub. Recruiters and collaborators are skimming faster than ever before. If your profile doesn't immediately show who you are, they're just going to scroll right past. So let's explore how to transform your page into an absolute magnet for opportunities by mastering two absolutely critical areas, the About section in LinkedIn and the LinkedIn Featured section. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the new LinkedIn reality. Then we'll get into nailing your About section, leveraging the Featured section advantage, curating your best content, arranging your highlight reel, and finally, a list of quick wins you can do today. Okay, section 1, the new LinkedIn reality. Now you have probably hit the exact same wall everyone else does. Where in the world did the drag and drop go? Years ago, you could freely slide your education above your experience or, push your skills all the way to the top. Well, as the Command T blog points out, that freedom is mostly gone. Experience and education entries now sort rigidly by date. So if you've ever spent a frustrating afternoon furiously clicking on things that absolutely refuse to move, yeah, you are definitely not alone. So here is the crucial point to take away from this. Your core layout is locked. You literally cannot drag the main sections into a custom order anymore. But actually scratch that. This isn't a dead end at all. It's really a strategic pivot. Because the chronological layout is largely out of your hands now, your narrative control lives entirely at the top of your profile. Fighting with the exact sequence of your lower sections just isn't worth the energy anymore. What really matters is that the first screen, your headline, your summary, and your featured pics, tells a compelling story in the mere 2 seconds someone gives it. Moving on to section 2, nailing your About section. The source material highlights a really critical number here, and that number is 300. As noted by CareerBuilder, only the first 300 characters of your summary actually appear above the See More fold on a desktop, and it's even fewer on mobile. Those characters are your hook. They have to be compelling enough to actually earn a click from a recruiter so they read the rest of your story. Which leads us to a very, very outdated habit. Why are you writing like a lawyer? And honestly, unless they're actually standing in a courtroom, even lawyers shouldn't write like this on social media. Attorney at Work highlights how professionals so often default to a stuffy, formal third-person biography. It ends up reading like a press release written by a corporate committee, and it just creates a massive wall between you and the reader. The contrast here is pretty stark. Just listen to this third-person bio. Sarah is an international trade lawyer and focuses her practice on domestic acquisition finance. It's incredibly distant, right? But what about a first-person bio? My job is to be your trusted advisor. As an international trade lawyer, I'll be working side by side with you. Instantly, it's so much warmer. You are showing them exactly what it's like to work with you. Now, if you are still hesitant to drop the third-person act, look at this data point. In a recent poll featured on Attorney at Work, a massive 96% of professionals stated that the first-person approach for the About section in LinkedIn is vastly preferable. 96%. People want to connect with a real human being, not a corporate avatar. I absolutely love this quote from Laura Toledo because it cements the idea perfectly. She says, "It's a social network. No one talks to each other in third person. It's so simple, but it's completely true. Authenticity is what truly builds connections on the platform." All right, section 3, the Featured section advantage. So what exactly is it? According to Linked Helper, a properly utilized LinkedIn feature acts as a dynamic portfolio embedded right into your profile. Unlike the text-heavy areas, it uses large thumbnail images that immediately draw the eye. Think of it as a highly curated visual highlight reel that proves your value long before anyone even reads your job history. And the data backing this up is staggering. Profiles with a fully completed featured section receive up to 30% more profile views. But why is that? Well, LinkedIn's algorithm actively favors profiles that use interactive and visual elements. You're signaling activity, relevance, and value. Plus, human brains process images 60,000 times faster than text. You are literally giving recruiters and prospects the visual cues they need to stay on your page longer. Let's dive into section 4, curating your best content. When we break down the heavy hitters from our sources, notice how different formats drive totally different results. Standard posts, they're amazing for quick credibility and high engagement. Articles are great for showing in-depth expertise. External links drive traffic off the platform right to your website. But look at that bottom row, videos. Video content drives extremely high visibility and engagement, often 5 times more than static posts. The big takeaway here, prioritize visual proof. Section 5. Arranging your highlight reel. The sources suggest following Linked Helper's 4 to 6 rule. Essentially, fewer than 4 items looks a bit sparse, but more than 6 gets cluttered. Think of this arrangement like a guided tour of your career. You want to start strong with your hook, a signature achievement. Next, show how you think with a thought leadership post. Then, prove you can actually deliver via a client success story. Cap it off by building third-party trust through a media mention or an award. Those final items can then show the depth and range of your skills. And if you notice, this sequence perfectly maps to a classic narrative arc. Step 1 establishes the problem in your industry. Step 2 presents your unique solution. And Step 3 showcases your undeniable results. By arranging your carousel this way, you are actively guiding a recruiter or prospect through your exact value proposition in a matter of seconds. It effortlessly answers what you do, how you do it, and why they should trust you. Finally, Section 6, Quick Wins for Today. Let's get you an immediate action plan that you can use right now. First, go find your highest engagement post and pin it in the next 15 minutes for instant credibility. Second, feature a case study with measurable impacts like revenue growth. Third, use a free tool like Canva to create a clean visual thumbnail for any of your external links. Fourth, drop in an award for that third-party validation. And finally, set a 90-day calendar reminder right now to rotate your content and keep the algorithm happy. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. If a dream client or a potential business partner scanned your profile for just 5 seconds today, what story would they actually see? A dusty third-person resume, or a warm, highly visual, dynamic showcase of your absolute best work right at the top? Well, you now have the strategies from our sources to take full control of your digital real estate. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.